first collecting, it was jewelry. And it was a store. It was one of those, I worked for Oscar de la Renta. I was a young design assistant. I was bringing home $126 a week. And that was in the days when fashion was still very small. And we still did shows in showrooms. You had 8 models. There were runway models. You didn't have big fancy print models doing fashion. And the only place, you had 2 pairs of shoes for each girl, one for evening, one for daytime. And the only accessorizing we did was to be shipped over to Kenny Lane to get jewelry. I fell madly in love with that, being a fashion student and everything, and loving everything Chanel. And so we used them, and we made buttons. We had Kenny make buttons out of Maltese crosses for black velvet jackets and all this, and then we would accessorize everything with these cuffs. Fast forward 20 years later, 25 years later, and Ward Landrigan has just relaunched Vedura. And he still has a couple of the ivory cuffs, that Chanel, the original ones that Vedura did, and you know, he was a great collaborator with Coco Chanel. There was one pair left, and he said, you know, this is kind of like Cinderella's slipper. He said, they're very, very small. I said, I know they'll fit. And so 20 years later, I bought the real thing. And so that's where my collecting really started, was with costume jewelry also. And then, of course, one thing led to another, and then I started collecting plates. And I've always said I'm to plates what Imelda Marcos was to shoes, and one thing just led to another, and now I collect way too much.